Welcome. You're listening to
Off the page.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Sewon.
How are you?
A bit tired.
You had your wagon in the afternoon.
Yeah, I did. It was not very tiresome, I think, because, the people I met they were very friendly, and at the same time, they are diligent. So, it was not very tiresome, but after that, I had to, gather up all the details that I have to send it to them. It has been tiresome. To frankly speak, hardworking Michelle self came out, and, I was expecting that I have to send some documents or information to, the coordinating team that I have met. So I was thinking about coming back to office, and after that, in this morning, I kind of regretted that I've been so, being 모범생.
You should, next time, try to make sure that you do a better time planning when it comes
Yeah, I
to
think so.
have a meeting at wagon. Make sure to have it around 3 to 4ish so that you can finish it by 4:30
Yeah, but
to 5ish.
yeah, I think I have to make it end at 5.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I feel so liberated just thinking that we don't have to go through any books for this week. I love talking about books, of course, but then, we now, it's already episode 11. This one's episode 11, so
I
we've,
think this was episode 12.
is it? Oh, is it? Okay.
긴긴밤, the longest night was the episode 11, I think.
Oh, so this is the
Project Hail
12th.
Mary was the 10th one. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's been great. I'm enjoying our recordings and
Yeah.
everything. But then at the same time, whenever I'm editing, I feel like, I should have prepared more because, I know by now, our listeners would or already realize that Michelle is the one who's preparing more than I am. So I really like the fact that I'm very thankful for the fact that before we actually go into our recording, you try to jot down the things that you wanted to mention, and you bring the Korean lines and the translated version of that lines and try to make some points. Whereas me, I'm just glad that I show up, right? So pretty much everything that I say is impromptu. So so whenever we're done recording and I try to edit it on Saturdays, I go 좀 더 준비를 하긴 해야 되는데. So what I'm expecting is that I think I'll do better in the summer or in starting this fall because I don't think I made this official, right? Or my fall plan. Yeah.
You've never made it official on this podcast, I think.
I don't think so. But there was a I think it's pretty okay to make it official, podcast official. I've been working. Michelle knows pretty much everything about me by now, but I've been working for about 10 to 11 years straight without any breaks. And starting last year, fall, I I just realized that I need some, time off of work, like away from work. And I was like finding the ways to do it. And, one of my passions is always to learn other cultures and learn other languages. And as I mentioned on our Instagram, I used to live in China for a brief period of time. I lived there for about 3 years, and I spent my high school years, grade 10 to 12 there. And so, but the thing is, at the moment, I'm not really interested in going back to China and like, experiencing Chinese culture, whereas, my interest in Taiwan and Taiwanese cultures has grown over the past few years. And naturally, and one of the things I really like to learn Taiwanese Chinese, it's not Taiwanese Chinese, it's Chinese in Taiwan, is because they use ponche, the traditional Chinese characters, which we use in Korea as well. So I thought it would be very efficient for me as a Korean to learn traditional Chinese characters, and and learn Chinese in Taiwan. So I 뭐라 그래야 돼요? I applied for a leave of absence to work, and graciously my work allowed me to take a break for about a year and spend time in Taiwan. So I already got admission at a Taiwanese university in Tainan. I'm not going to Taipei, I'm going to Tainan, the southern part of Taiwan. And I'm going to stay there for about a year and enjoy and learn the culture there. So what I'm referring to when it comes to, I will be able to focus more on this podcast starting this fall is that, I think I will have more time and, yoyu, time and space for me to, focus on things that I really enjoy and really love. So I'm very excited to spend my time there in Taiwan. And
I'm really grateful. I'm really delighted that like Sewon is gonna take a break from the work.
감사합니다.
And also like I'm kind of relieved because I think I might be a little bit more busier than now in summer. Because of the like project that I'm on this year. So like like it is like we are taking turns like
maybe we should start, maybe we should take a break. Maybe we haven't talked about it before, like in person, but I think I won't be able to record our podcast in August. And presumably you'll be super busy in September. So
I think
is it?
I'll be super busy in August and in the first week of September.
Okay.
And I think after that, I think I'm gonna be a little bit more, lifted from all my duties. And I think
my first day of school starts in September 7th. The first day of September. So I think by then I will be able to, start recording again. So we might as well just, use our August as a break and, focus on our things and, catch up starting September.
Yeah, I think it'll be something like summer vacation, summer break. That sounds great. Yay.
좋겠다. 그렇게 하면 되겠다.
So, Sewon is leaving to Taiwan.
Yeah. Yes,
and I'm really happy about it because
감사합니다.
I've only been to Taipei. But still like I really love that like the atmosphere of that country and like people in Taipei were super nice and very kind to tourists as well. And all the vibe in Taiwan I loved it. I loved it really much. So like I'm really happy that like Sewon will be experiencing all the more in coming months. I'm really happy.
I've always been interested in, like the cultures in Hong Kong, those, southern part of China, not up north. So yeah, well, Hong Kong and Taiwan are very different. They're very different two countries, but yeah, still like and guess what? I've never been to Taiwan before.
Yeah, yeah. It was actually surprising to me because like I kind of like automatically thought that you already been to Taiwan
No.
for like several times.
No, no. I've been to Hong Kong for like 5 times. I love Hong Kong, but I've never been to Taiwan, surprisingly. But I used to have a lot of Taiwanese friends back in China because I went to an international school. So chances are that Chinese students are not allowed to. Well, it's not allowed. It's like it would cost a lot for them to go into international schools. And actually some international school, as far as I know, they have restrictions in accepting, like they have limit, like I think there is a quota where like they only accept like certain amount of
I've never
Chinese
knew that.
students, kind of. I think it's the same for Korean international schools, like international schools in Korea.
몰랐어.
So like I didn't have a lot of chance to interact with Chinese students, like students, like friends who are Chinese, whereas I had a lot of Taiwanese friends. And
That's great.
yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited. And yeah, one of the things that I'm going to do is trying to meet as many people as possible and try to talk to them.
That's really great. I mean,
Yeah.
like considering that you are an ENFP person, isn't it a little bit challenging?
Well, I am an INFP person, but at the same time, my Enneagram is, we talked about Enneagram like starting last week.
We
right?
did, yeah.
Oh, my Enneagram is 8 wing 7. So they say it's not a common combination, but then
Yeah.
they say like 8W7 makes me more sociable, kind of. Yeah, it allows me to to mingle with others relatively easily, even though I am an INFP person. So
Yeah.
and I always enjoy talking to people, actually. Like I don't have any 낯가림, like when it comes to talking to strangers. Yeah, I think so. Like I get along with 할머니es and 할아버지s in 공주 or other areas. Like whenever I visit those other regions.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit like I was really surprised that when you told me that like your Enneagram type is like 8 wings with 7, and the type is called as the Maverick. It is like, what does that mean in Korean? Like, I mean, like Maverick.
Maverick?
Like
the
I was
exact
I
term.
was just surprised by the fact that like do you remember the like recent movie of Top Gun was Top Gun Maverick?
Oh, 맞아.
So like the instant image that came to me was the like Tom Cruise. Is his name Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise in Top Gun movie. So I was like comparing Sewon with that guy, and I was like, wow.
Well, maverick means like 개성이 강한, 독립적인 사람.
So like it means that like Top Gun Maverick literally means that the like main character in the movie, and Sewon is the Maverick type. So, but still, like I really can agree with like it is not agreeing, but like I can totally understand that like you are the Maverick type of the Enneagram test, because sometimes you show the way that you are very much like drawing like people's attention. And
I
you,
do?
yeah, you do. And sometimes you
Because
kind
my
of
voice is loud? I have a loud voice?
no, not just because of the loud voice, I think. And still, I also have the kind of, I've seen Sewon sometimes changing the vibe of the whole room by
정말
throwing out
I
some
do?
kind of jokes.
That's kind of like, I don't know.
Why?
I'm not.
I think like mutual friend of us can totally agree to what I'm saying right now, I think.
Because like most of the times, like people really don't want to, like somebody has to, start off a conversation, right? And maybe I'm not the type that, maybe I'm the type that who cannot really stand that silence or, 그 어색함, awkwardness.
But still, you are the maverick.
I think your Enneagram and your MBTI suit you. They suit you.
Yeah,
Like,
and my MBTI type is ISTJ, and also my Enneagram type is 1 wings 9. Is it how you call that?
몰라요.
몰라. Okay, but it is called as the like idealist, and I saw some kind of 나무위키 explanation about the type, and I saw that wow, ISTJ and 1W9 thing can really match.
Should we actually go through this in detail?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of
let's
course.
do this. Let's do yours first. Let me just punch
Just
your
a moment.
MBTI
And
with the...
I'm gonna look up on how we actually like pronounce the word.
Okay.
I'm curious. 1 with a 9 wing. It is called as 1 with a 9 wing. So you'll be
One
called
with
as
a
like
9 ring.
8 with 7 wing. 8 with a 7 wing, I think.
So yeah, just now I punched describe and analyze my friend whose MBTI is ISTJ and whose Enneagram is one with what?
9
How do you
wing.
say it? One with 9 wing. So it says, our GPT 선생님 says, an ISTJ with an Enneagram one with 9 wing
Yeah.
combination is usually a very internally governed person, not flashy, not chaotic, not easily swept away by trends, emotional waves, or social pressure. They tend to build their life around a private sense of correctness, responsibility, and self-respect. This combination is often quieter than people expect from strong personalities. But make no mistake, these people can be extremely stubborn.
I am.
Oh, here's a deeper breakdown. Core vibe. I should do the right thing properly. 그래서 잠깐만. People often misunderstand ISTJ with one with a 9 wing, wings because outwardly they can look emotionally flat or rigid, but internally, many of them constantly evaluate whether they are being responsible enough, or whether something is correct, fair, or logical, or whether they are failing their own standards, or whether society is becoming sloppy, unserious, or unserious in dangerous ways. A lot of them quietly carry disappointment, 실망한대요, in institutions, in incompetence, 무능함에 열이 받는구나, in irresponsibility,
I do.
in shallow and social behavior. So you're not the type of person who, you're the type of person who hates shallow social behavior, and you don't like people who talk more than they act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, I think most of the description suits me very much, I think.
맞아.
Especially the part that I kind of, hate shallow behaviors behaviors of other people, because when they are acting in shallow ways. 그러니까 약간 얕게? 뭐라 그러지? 한국어로.
맞아, shallow.
It means like a little bit they are very kind of superficial maybe. I immediately feel like they are lying. But like it is not about that. Like I'm upset or like feeling bad about like someone is lying. I feel like they are being irresponsible or, you know, they are not following the norms of the society because they are not being sincere to others.
Oh.
And I get really angry.
Like, how do you respond to those people who try to, you know, who are shallow, but at the same time, they like you and try to be friends with you? So they kind of approach to you to be friends with you?
I
어떻게 해요?
Like build up a wall against them. Try to build up a wall against them. And at the same time, you know, I think I don't, you know, respond to them very much. Or I try to be shallow as possible to them.
Like on the same level as they are?
Yeah.
Kind of? Oh.
Like I'm not, you know, giving out my 진심, like how I truly feel about them. I just go like, oh, like being like wearing some kind of like social mask, and like not telling any bit of like myself. I think I kind of like try to, you know, have a space from them, like in that way.
You're not really like the talkative type at work.
Yeah, at work, I'm not very talkative.
And like it says, like in relationships, you value steadiness, sincerity, loyalty, competence. 유능함을 참 좋아하시는 우리 똑똑한 미셸 씨. And you value privacy, and you value mutual respect, and you value low drama connection.
Yeah, I do. I think like respecting each other part is a little bit like very impressive. Like since it is told by the ChatGPT, because when my dad named my Korean name, he was thinking about the idea of respect.
Oh. So the second part of your Korean name is that respect.
It actually, he wanted to, like, okay, like, when he was like, thinking about that, like, certain character in my name, he intended to name it in the way that, like, I respect the others, and at the same time, he wanted others to respect me as well.
Oh, 좋다.
그러니까, like, so, like, it's a little bit surprising that. And I think in my whole life, I always wanted to respect others, and at the same time, others kind of have to respect me, because I felt like it is not like I'm worthy of being respected by others. I'm just, you know, like valuing the like reciprocal way, because it feels like it is like 공정해. It feels like fair to me.
아니 당연히 존중받아야죠. 당연한 거 아니야? 당연하죠.
아니 근데 약간 like 그러니까 it is more like, you know, 규칙에 가까운 것 같아요. 그러니까 some kind of rules to me.
Right.
It's very surprising.
I think at least at work, from what I at least from what I see, you at work, I think you're not the type of person who is 호락호락해. Like you have that vibe.
I always hear that from others because, like, when I was like I've been in the like, how do you say that, like psychological therapy thing, you know, 심리 상담. When I was a like college student, and like I had some kind of like issue, like in a negative way, with one of my therapists.
What do you mean you had an issue? Yeah,
because like
you went
that
into
therapist,
a fight? You got into a fight?
No, not in a fight, but like the therapist was like male therapist, and he told me that like you kind of scare other people, like 무서워요. And I would
심리 상담사 선생님이 무서워요?
yeah. No. I mean, 심리 상담사. The therapist told me that you, Michelle, you kind of scare other people. I think.
Oh.
And I was like super furious about that because like all my life I've been hearing that comment from, especially from like men. So I like immediately went to the like 그 센터 그 뭐지? 그 뭐지? 그 뭐지? 뭐라 그래? 그 프론트 데스크. I went to the front desk and told them like I wanted to change my therapist, and they accepted it. And like the next therapist, she was very nice, and she actually helped me, you know, like me getting over my like emotional problems. And she once told me that you are the type of person that actually make others 긴장해, 그러니까 in a positive way, because you are not 호락호락해.
What I think what the previous therapist was trying to say is that is he trying to say that you intimidate people?
Yeah, I intimidate other people.
And
But
you've heard that comment a lot from male people.
Yeah, because like they are saying things like in Korean like 야, 너 좀 무섭다.
왜? 어떤 면에서? You're not 호락호락해 and you're not a talkative type, but at the same time you don't give off a vibe of a 그런 뭐 나한테 말 걸지 마 vibe. You don't have that.
I think it is because just like, you know, like 기가 센 여자. So like
What's
when
the
I hear
definition of 기가 센 여자? Seriously. 기가 센 여자가 뭘까요?
그러니까 like anyways like when I hear that like oh you kind of scare us like 무섭네 like my immediate response is that like oh like if you are really scared like you won't be able to tell me that in front of my face, but you are telling me that, and you mean that like you want me to be a little bit more like gentle or sweet to you,
or submissive.
yeah, so like I feel really irritated by that.
Seriously, what do you think is the definition of 기가 센 여자? It's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, but still like it is really hard to, you know, even get the like some kind of like hint from the like the word 기가 세? 그러니까 잘 모르겠어요, 진짜로.
기가 센 여자라는 건 뭘까?
I was, you know, like I just like asked my ChatGPT that like when Koreans are saying 기가 세다, like that, like I don't know even I don't know even how to like translate the word in English.
기가 세?
그러니까 기가 세, like strong personality, it is not enough. Like it is kind of a like 기 means like energy, and she has that kind of like strong energy, but it doesn't come in that way in Korean. And I was asking my ChatGPT how to explain 기가 세 to like foreigners. The nuance of the word. And like we first we have to say that it has a like slightly negative undertone, of course. And when
Well, it's not slightly, it's completely negative.
yeah,
when it comes
it's
to 기가 센
completely
여자.
negative, yes.
좋은 게
And
없죠.
she seems a little bit intimidating, hard to control, too assertive, or not fitting traditional expectations of being soft or agreeable.
Oh, soft and agreeable. Okay.
Even though this one is the official one, but I'm gonna like 뒷담 about this one because
Yeah.
you know, one of the like he's not my friend anymore, and like there was a guy at the university, and like, you know, he was the one thinking that I'm the 기가 세 one. And he once told me that, like, my girlfriend, like his girlfriend, she is too sweet and too soft that she does, like, when she has some kind of objection or bad feelings towards her boyfriend, she just cries. Like, 눈물을 흘리면서 울기만 한대요.
Like without saying anything? Like
Yeah,
while
without
she's
saying
crying
anything,
and,
like she's
어떡해.
weeping and crying and, you know, shedding tears over her face. And at the same time, she does not say any, you know, bad or negative things to her boyfriend. And he told me that he likes that part of his girlfriend. And I was like, my immediate response was like, ew, like, how can you like that part of a person that, like, she is being so, you know, like, she is unable to say something to her, like, favorite person. Like, she cannot tell anything that she truly feels towards her boyfriend. And he likes that aspect of that woman. I don't know. It feels a little bit like, ew, like.
You know, there's a term called toxic masculinity, right?
Yeah.
And I think there is also, like, I think we should coin a term called toxic, femininity. I think that's like the classic example of a toxic femininity. 근데 what I think these days is that, you know, I think that might be a very good strategy.
Just like weeping and saying nothing.
Because, you know, like, you know, we're not trying to overgeneralize, but, you know, if many of men don't like 기가 센 여자 who, you know, has her opinion and stuff, you know, maybe the best way, 그게 만약에 사실이라면, I think it's a very smart way to act soft and agreeable. And, you know, just by weeping and saying nothing could, you know, they would actually, like, naturally ask, right? 왜 무슨 일이야? Like, 말해봐, right? And then, you know.
But what if they don't ask? Actually, don't
물어보죠. 남자친구인데 물어보죠.
안 물어보기도 하지, 나쁜 놈들은. Like, the real, like, bad ones, they don't, I think they won't ask their girlfriends why they are crying.
그럼 they go like, 또 우냐? 이런 거.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're crying again? And
I've never had that kind of guys around me. Like, even as 남자친구 or 남사친, so like, you know. Yeah. 모르겠다. 그런 애들은 모르겠어요.
yeah, they are the horrible ones.
But you know, there are, like, also a lot of times, like, I've also have good experiences with male friends or male people who were able to have, like, open conversations, exchange opinions freely, kind of.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not trying to, you know, overgeneralize and say that, like, all men do not like 기가 센 여자 and stuff, but yeah, there are people like that, but what I'm a little bit 아쉬워 is that relatively, I think it's kind of difficult to find men like that. Don't you think?
Yeah, true.
이렇게, you know, those are open to have conversations and, you know, exchange opinions and
it's
stuff.
really hard to find one.
You know, I agree with people saying that. I agree with, actually, like, 어르신들, like elderly people say that there should be a balance in our society. 그런 여자도 있고 남자도 있고 kind of society. And my environment is, majority of people that I interact with are females. Yeah, and it's like I don't have any problem with that, but at the same time, you know, I sometimes feel like, you know, it would have been so much better if I had, like, male people around me who are able to, you know, have conversations like I do with Michelle, for example. Yeah.
it's really hard to find one, and I don't know. 그러니까 약간 for example, like we've been huge fans of 그 비주류 초대석.
Right.
And like in the perspective of Korean social norm, I think 김민경 편집자님 was also like seen as a like 기가 센 여자 as well. But still, like, she can have like meaningful or like true, maybe sincere conversation with their co-hosts 김간지 and Hoki. And it seems like it's like very, I think it can show the kind of like positive side of what you were like saying, like 여자도 있고 남자도 있고 in that kind of society, I think.
Did you actually see some of the comments, like in some of the episodes?
진짜?
Like
I don't read comments very much.
Like some of them say like you know how 김민경 편집자님 actually sometimes like call them 너 네가 그랬잖아 or 너 or like I think she uses like 반존대. 반존대 and like I like from what I know, I think there's a 5-year gap between these two male and 김민경 편집자님. So they're 오빠, right? They're 진짜 we should talk about the term 오빠 as well. Okay. Anyways, so like there were some comments like 왜 저렇게 편하게 왜 막대하냐. She's not being nice to these two guys, and
come
some
on.
of them and some of them were like saying they're like Hoki and Kimganji, if Hoki and Kimganji didn't like her attitude, they're the people who would just go away, like who would just step out of the room and just walk away, and they genuinely like it and 그렇게 좋아하고 있고 웃고 있는데
like I'm saying this in kind of a like jokingly way that Hoki and Kanji are actually like kind of like taking advantage of 민경 편집자님 because like they are like 민경 is the one who is giving out all the fun. Like she is like 그러니까 광대. 그러니까 너무 재밌는 광대.
맞아.
Like I sometimes envy Kanji and Hoki because they can see 민경 in front of their eyes, like she's like slapping her own thighs and like dancing to the like Christmas Carol from the Mean Girls movie.
Have you watched
really
that movie actually?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I watched it several times actually. 되게 좋아했었어요.
And the movie is hilarious, I think.
So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that I think your MBTI and your Enneagram results are quite compatible, whereas mine is not really.
Can you ask a question to your ChatGPT about like being INFP and at the same time being 8 with a 7 wing? I'm really like interested in what ChatGPT gonna say.
Well, it says I am unusual because like you said, INFP and my 8 with a 7 wing is not really a compatible type. 한 문장으로 하면 in one sentence it says like I am deeply sensitive, but if you push me too far, I will 참지 않아.
Oh, like, and do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. Don't you see that part of me like at work?
Yeah, I do because like 세원 is very much like 참을성이 강한 사람인데. 그렇지 않아요? Like, don't you feel in that way? Like, about yourself? 그러니까 약간 persevering. How do you pronounce
Perseverance.
that word? Yeah. persevering, okay. But still, like, I sometimes see, like, you are, furious about, like, the kind of things that happen at our workplace that are very unfair or improper. And, like, when I hear you, saying things in a very frank and at the same time very concise way, I feel like 속이 시원해. How do you say 속이 시원해?
Liberating.
Come on, like 속이 시원한 거랑 like feeling much better 한 건 다르지. It is totally different, but like wow, it's really hard to translate Korean in English.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel liberated when you say like things in that way. Do you feel liberated when you like you are pushed like to the limits and like you don't feel very much liberated?
네, because I am furious about the stupidity that happens at work. 참을 수가 없어. I try to be nice and I try to be as indirect as possible because indirectness and being polite is like the core thing that our company values, right? Which I don't like agree with completely. But I think there are times that it's not like a 못 참아 thing. Like I know strategically, I think 참는 게 나요. 항상. And talk less is better always. But I just sometimes like I can't stand the environment where everybody knows that things are going not well, and yet like they're so irresponsible that they're not trying to even mention things. Because I feel a sense of responsibility when things are going bad, at some things, and I just want people to know that this is hypocrisy. Because 알고 있잖아. This is 바보 같은 거 알고 있잖아. Why are we not trying to, I know it's all 귀찮아 and it's all lazy and we have laughable amount of salary every month and therefore it's just better not to just let it go and stuff like that. But 어떤 것들은 like it doesn't really need a lot of work, right? 그 조금만 하면 되는데 안 하는 것들이 있잖아요. 그런 것들에 대해서 얘기하고 그때 얘기할 때는 I don't feel liberated. I'm just very furious. 너무 답답해 is the main feeling that I have.
Yeah, and I feel like there are some kind of like boiling points or tipping points maybe at some times. But like if you don't like for example like boil at the boiling point at the right time, I mean, you become kind of numb to all the things around you and just become like 귀찮아 or like feeling a little bit like hopeless maybe. So just become like a languid person.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing this self-experiment on me. Whether I'm going to be like that in the future because I'm getting older and like I'm going to 계속 올라가고 있잖아요. Like 직급, the title wise and 연차 wise and so I just want to find out how I become in the future. Like I just wonder if I will like them in the future. I'll be like them.
I also agree to that because like I kind of like I always wanted to take some kind of like precaution to like being too numb to my environment. Like if I become too numb, I'll be just like, not very sharp person that can say the right thing at the right time. I really want to do like I don't want to be like that kind of people. So
you know the term 좋은 게 좋은 거지. Right? Do you agree with that? I think
depends. It depends
yeah.
on the situation, I think.
But like in general, I think I'm still like I'm not mature enough to embrace that 좋은 게 좋은 거지 thing.
근데 like what is the definition of 좋은 거 when it comes to that kind of 좋은 게 좋은 거지 situation?
It's like that. Let's say we have Sunny P, we have Michelle, we have Sewon. There are 3 of us. And Michelle and Sunny P are not happy about what Sewon is doing at the moment. So they're trying to, make a point by saying that Sewon should do this instead of that, But, as a leader's perspective, 좋은 게 좋은 거지 is that, it's better to, keep your mouth shut and just let it go and whatever, like, just 그냥 무시하고 just 살자. 좋은 게 좋은 거지.
그러면 like in that way, I totally disagree with the like 좋은 게 좋은 거지. Like I don't want that. I was just imagining situations like good means really good. But like what you just explained, it is not the like really good situation, but they are just saying that it is good. So like I totally disagree with that.
Yeah, like the most of the times that I, what I'm referring to when it comes to 좋은 게 좋은 거지 situation is 그런 것들이에요.
싫어요.
Like the one that
I hate that.
But I think at certain age you become you begin to realize or understand the concept of 좋은 게 좋은 거지. 그렇대요. 나이가 들면. But I don't think I'm that
I
old
don't get
yet.
it.
So yeah, and again, that's why I'm doing this self-experiment on myself. 내가 그렇게 될 것인가에 대한 그걸 한번 두고 보자라는 게 있어요.
근데 like my theory is different. People are saying that like older people more say the like things like all is well when all is well. 좋은 게 좋은 거지. I think people saying 좋은 게 좋은 거지 at their, maybe like 50 or 60s, I think they would have said that in their 20s or 30s, I think. 그러니까 they were the originally that type of people, I think.
Like I don't, going back to the example that I made about Michelle and Sunny P and Sewon, their rationale, but many of the times the leader's rationale is that Sewon has a problem with something like that is nothing to do with Michelle or Sunny P. 근데 since she has an issue and therefore, we are all, as humans and, for the sake of humanity,
싫어 죽겠네.
Michelle and Sunny 그러니까 어디까지 봐줘야 되는 것인가? Like I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And when I like many of the times that I get furious at work is 그런 situation에서 되게 화가 나는 것 같아요. And try to make a point.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm basically a very emotional person. 그런 차원에서 보면 I am an INFP person.
Yeah, and I can totally see that you are an INFP person.
Oh, really?
Speaking of the Enneagram and the MBTI type, like, unlike me, your Enneagram and MBTI types are totally different. And how do you feel about that difference? Like, For example, like, do you feel a little bit confused, or like you are just being comfortable with what, like, the different like aspects of your personality?
I think us being totally different when it comes to MBTI or 그 뭐야 Enneagram, we have a good chemistry.
No. I mean, your like MBTI and Enneagram is kind of a like
안 맞아?
incompatible.
어, 어.
And how do you like cope with that? Like, do you feel comfortable with that, or you're just fine with it, or a little bit confused? Maybe?
As Michelle taught me the new term, I'm not doing the keeps. I recently made peace with that, and I decided to not go into tipsing. Keepsing?
Keep saying.
No, keepsing 안 하기로 했어요. Because you know, like when I was when I was younger, like there weren't like MBTI and like Enneagram thing wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
그래서 but at the same time I knew that I could be a very 내향적인 introvert person and I'm a feeler, but at the same time I have this fire in me.
Yeah.
Kind of. 그래서 like I always wondered 이게 왜 이럴까? 나는 어떤 사람인가? Am I an extrovert or an introvert? 그런 고민을 많이 했는데 I just don't think about it. And there's this ultravert kind of. There's a new term, right? In between.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Outrovert?
What does that mean, actually?
Both. Having the introvert side and the extrovert side. Outrovert.
In that way, I think I have the both sides as well.
아, 저기 뭐야. An outrovert is a recently defined personality type for people who are social and friendly but feel like eternal outsiders in groups.
그렇진 않은데? I don't feel in that way.
About me?
Yeah.
Or about you?
About myself and about you as well.
But I always feel like I'm an outsider in groups.
아, 진짜?
Yeah. Whenever I maybe like you say that I change the vibe of a room or something. I make jokes and I try to make the room as comfortable as possible, but like I rarely feel connected actually. 좀 슬픈가요? Yeah.
A little bit sad, but it can happen, I think.
그런 거죠. 약간 I prefer to make a personal connection with Michelle, you personally, one-to-one connection. Whereas if there's Michelle and if there's Sunny P and if there's like, other people around, other friends, our mutual friends, I just gave up on focusing on Michelle or focusing on Sunny P, but instead I try to be a clown of the room, and at the same time I'm doing the jokes, but at the same time I feel like I'm not connected to anyone in that room, kind of. 그런 기분.
I get it.
개인적인 관계를 맺는데 더 편해하는 것 같아요. Yeah.
That's great, because I hate shallow people.
But I can change if I want, like if I decided to become a person like that. Like as I said before, like if I decided to become a clown, then I could be a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people from that part of me, people often misunderstand me by saying that Sewon should work at Samsung or Hyundai. But I don't even know. I've never worked in Samsung, so like, what's
Isn't this some kind of like total misconception of
그러니까.
Sewon?
or 현대 그런 얘기 되게 많이 해요. 막 이렇게 씩씩하니까 현기차 같은 데서 일해야 되겠다. 아니면은 막 or things like you must have 오빠 in the family. Like
그러니까
오빠
무슨
있을
얘기지,
것
그게?
같다. 그러니까 다 그냥 I think there's the 씩씩 part of me or the cheerful part of me. Maybe that part of me kind of let them think that I am the type of person who works at 현기차.
근데 하여튼
But like, didn't you say like once that like after doing this, after starting this podcast with me, you start to realize how different a person I am. 그런 얘기 한 적 있잖아요. Like a work-wise
I did.
Sewon and
I did.
podcast Sewon is so different.
Because I knew that Sewon is INFP person, and also at the same time, I kind of sensed it before doing the podcast with you as well. But, like, at the workplace, you are, very much organized, and, and you are very good at, like, time planning or, like, scheduling things. Those kind of things at work. And like when we are doing the podcast, you really love to, just,
그냥 하는 거 좋아하죠.
yeah. You just love to like float around all the like subjects, random subjects.
Yeah.
And you also told me that like you don't really plan for the weekends, for example.
No.
Like I knew that like when you were saying that, like when people ask you questions like what are you gonna do in the weekends, and you just answer like I'm just gonna lie down and chill. When you say that, like I always think just expecting some kind of things like, oh, maybe Sewon has other plans, but you like, but still Sewon might be just don't want to reveal the like real plans in the weekends to the like people at the work. But
진짜예요.
But I know that you really love to just like being peaceful
and
in the
free.
weekends. Yeah,
맞아요. Like, so whenever like I try to when I'm on a trip with my friends who are J people, who are not 그러니까 P가 아닌 J people. Scheduling, like especially like Koreans are very good at scheduling, right?
Yeah.
그래서 like, I have to, 너무, to be honest, it's suffocating.
Yeah, it can like, wow, but it's a little bit surprising that like you are feeling on the level of suffocating.
No, it's very stressful for me. That's why, like, I like to travel alone, or I like to, not because I don't want a company, but because I don't like scheduling. But at the same time, when my partner is a J person, that I instantly like immediately have this pressure of 맞춰줘야겠다, right? 그래서 그걸 하다 보면 너무 스트레스 받아.
어떡해.
Yeah, what I really am or what I am at work is quite different. Yeah, it's quite different. 그냥 살아야죠. 뭐.
아휴, 근데 뭐 그냥 살아야지 어떡해. Like, we are just gonna whenever I'm kind of like sentimental or emotional, I feel like, God, I have to live with myself until I die. It is so horrible.
맞아. 저도 그 생각 맨날 해요.
But when I'm in a like kind of good state, like healthy, mentally healthy state, I just feel like I just have to live with myself, and I'm totally fine with that. Like I have to like deal with this like until I die. So like I just have to cope with it. I just go like that. Like it is the mood swing that I like experience. Yeah, experience like very very often. I think.
Today we already came up with 4 questions that we should deal with for this 잡담 episode, but then we're doing none of that, right? We're just randomly drifting away.
Like suddenly ran into the like random subject like with Enneagram and MBTI thing.
Yeah. 계속 할 수 있어.
Yeah. And speaking of the like J-type person, J-type people, to frankly speak, I don't really, like schedule things in my, daily life.
But you want some control over the things that happen at your daily lives, right? in your
Yeah,
daily
yeah.
lives?
So like I was trying to say that like when I say that my MBTI type is ISTJ, people like treat me like some kind of a like 화신? 그러니까 스케줄링의 화신? 그런 것처럼 they are thinking in that way. Because you know like stereotyped ISTJ person is like a like civil worker in Korea, like
맞아.
that can you know like plan for everything and you know write down the like beautifully organized like documents, public documents. But still, like I always feel like like the J thing of the MBTI test is more related to like controlling. That you just said. Like, do you remember the things, the one of the subjects that we were like trying to cover was the like things that irrationally annoy us.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Should we go? Yeah, should
I,
we
and I
talk about that? Yeah. Go
그것도
on.
괜찮을 듯? And
Yeah.
and when I saw the list of the things that annoy me, I think it is all related to the controlling things. That I want to control things, but when it fails, I become like furious.
Like, for example, like, could you like?
I really hate people who suddenly stop at the bottom of an escalator while looking at their phones.
What do you mean by the bottom of the escalator?
For example, like they were walking down the escalator and suddenly they stop at like the like near the bottom of the escalator because they are looking into their phones.
Just before they get off of the escalator.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hate that because you know it can lead to the like sudden accidents because like people behind him or her can you know like 부딪힐 수도 있잖아요 그 사람하고. I hate that. And also like when suddenly someone stops, I feel like it is like 그러니까 예측이 불가능한 거죠. 싫어요.
또는 다른 거 있어요?
Or people who leave exactly one square of toilet paper on the roll.
Can you say that again?
People who leave exactly one square of toilet paper on the roll.
Without
한 칸만 남았는데 그
그냥
두고 가는 놈들 진짜 싫어. Like when I see those kind of people, I feel like when I see the like a square of toilet paper in the like 칸에서 그걸 보잖아요. I feel like wow, even these kind of people would pretend like they are just like normal, very you know, like 그러니까 멀쩡한 사람인 척 하고 다닐 걸 생각하면 화가 나. 그 정도로 화가 나.
Yeah, which is very much aligned with your MBTI and your Enneagram because you don't like irresponsible people and you don't and you, as you said, you know, you prefer the situation when everything is controlled and like and I also understand that like maybe that person can be like in a rush, maybe like he or she was in a rush and like like just forgot to change the thing. But I can see that 그러니까 there are some people who habitually do that. 그러니까 like cares about like don't care about like those kind of things. It is related to the other things, like for example like what like after the swimming lesson I used the you know like powder room with all the like other students in the lecture, and there are some of the ladies who leave all their hair like 그러니까 머리카락 그냥 다 정리 안 하고
on the like 세면대. And they just leave it in that way because they think like, oh, maybe the cleaning lady would do all the like cleaning things, so like I don't have to do this kind of like chores even at the like powder room of the swimming, center. And I hate that kind of behavior. 머리카락 정도 치우고 가. 진짜 짜증나게 하지 말고.
That specific episode that you just shared with me remind
왜?
그 세면대 episode, the 머리카락 episode, that thing reminded me of a book called 아무튼 비건 by 김한민.
아무튼 what?
Vegan.
Vegan, okay.
You know the 아무튼 series, right? 아무튼
Yeah,
something
I
series, right? And there's this book called 아무튼 Vegan, and I don't remember the whole thing, but then the writer of this book, 김한민 선생님, I think he's a translator and a writer, and he has some he lived some time of his life overseas, and what he was very surprised when he came back to Korean school is that 그런 거 있잖아요, the school stationery stuff that we all use together. There was a slogan in front of that saying 내 것처럼 아끼자. 근데 it was very surprising for him because I don't know which country he lived in before, but in the previous country at his school, it's written in something like 남의 것처럼 아끼자. That's the whole difference. So the point what I'm trying to make is that the reason why they're not cleaning up the 세면대, the sink, 그거 싱크라고 부르는 거 맞아요? 모르겠다. And they leave all their hair in the powder room. Is it because of the 그 mindset of 내 것처럼 아끼자라는 내 것이 아니라서?
Yeah.
The whole stuff
they
is
are
not
not,
mine, and therefore
cleaning
they
up
just...
because it is not their sink.
갑자기 생각났어요.
짜증나 그럴 때. 근데 너무 충격적이다. It is so impressive that
그쵸.
the quote you mentioned from the 아무튼 vegan.
남의 것처럼 아끼자.
Wow. It means that because it is it belongs to the public or the community, so you have to cherish it. But in Korea, it is the other way around.
Other way around. It's completely different. 내 것처럼.
아 미치겠어. 너무 싫어가지고 진짜. Do you have any other things that irrationally annoy you?
Well, our initial the topic that we wanted to discuss was petty things, right? 사소하게 싫은 것들이잖아요. But I didn't really think deep about 사소한 thing. But when I saw the topic on our messenger, I immediately thought of a term called habitus.
Why?
People are saying habitus a lot of the times, right? These days.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I don't like the term.
Yeah. Term itself, yeah.
Yeah, I get it, and I partially understand and I agree with it, but I don't like the way Korean society consumes that word. It's kind of very discouraging for some people, and for me, even for me as well. 아비투스를 쓰면 if we apply to that term in our lives, we won't be able to break out of our own cycle and try to be better, right? We all have our desire to be better and to be, maybe even the 그런, 세속적인 thing, worldly things, I want to be pretty, I want to lose weight, and I want to make more money, 이런 그런 것들 있잖아요. If you put that 욕망, desire all into habitus term, you won't be able to make it because your habitus is not, you're just a working class, so you won't be able to become a person like the president in Samsung, for example. And it's easily I think it's very discouraging, especially for young people, because these days 되게 힘들잖아요. It's hard to get a job, and I tried, but at the same time, the social media and all the things that we see on 그런 social media, they display a lot of wealth, right? And these days 거의 wealth is king, right? 거의 뭐 부가 최고잖아요. Like whatever you do, 돈 많으면
Yeah.
돈 많으면 저도 돈 좋고 like wealth is very important, but you know it's just it all just sum up and every failure and everything that we do when it goes wrong, like it could also just sum up by saying like 내 아비투스가 이래서 안 되는 거야. It's just not right. I don't believe it.
그 누구야? Do you remember the character from the Art of Sarah, the drama? 그러니까 초반에 나온 여진이었나? Who was the name of the CEO of 그
여진.
cosmetic brand? 여진? Like she was kind of like ignored by the like higher society women because like she acted like 졸부.
맞아.
And in that case, 졸부 would be habitus of 여진, and 여진 is like frustrated by the fact that like she acts like 졸부 even though she doesn't want to. And like speaking of 여진 and like listening to like thinking about 여진 and listening to what you just said, like I totally agree with like people are limiting other people's attitudes or like lifestyle. On the like term of habitus, I think I agree with that.
And aligned to that, there are two T's that I have beef with. Guess.
What is that? Guess? 뭐지? 감도 안 온다. Like habitus is a very broad term in anthropology, so it's.
I don't like the term like. I actually have no idea why these terms pop up so like often in my socials, but there are two T's. There are 귀티 and there's 구김살 없는 티. People like people. I think Koreans are very obsessed with these two things, especially Korean women. I think, like you know, every post on Instagram, it goes like 귀티 나게 화장하는 법, 귀티 나게 행동하는 법, 귀티 나게 뭐 어떻게 하는 법, or like things like you know, you have to act as if you don't have any 구김살, and I will tell you how to do it, how to fake it, or how to you know, 그 귀티. I just don't get the term 귀티. Why 그 what the I think it also has to do with wealth, right?
Yeah, of course. 귀티 can be maybe like translated as like elegance or like classy. But I still think like I feel like 귀티 is like a little bit more like a refined attitude related to the old money thing.
But then it's the T is very important in 귀티, right?
Yeah.
It's not 귀하다. 귀하다 is classy and elegance and like 그런 거 다 있죠. 근데 the core part is T, right? 그래 보여야 되는 거잖아요. It should look like that.
And also like 구김살 없는 티, it kind of implies that like people have to come from a like good background,
Upbringing, good upbringing.
Yeah, good upbringing, and so like there hasn't. When someone would look like 구김살 없는 사람, 구김살 없는 person, that person shouldn't go through some kind of like hardship, like serious hardships.
그런 해맑음. They really like the term 해맑은, right? 해맑음 is the core thing of a 구김살 없는 티, right? And you know, come on, there's like 구김살 없는 사람 없어요. 맞잖아요.
그러니까.
Everybody
있긴
has their dark
한데
sides.
있긴 할 수도 있는데 like 구김살 없는 people can exist, but I believe that they won't be very amiable friends to the people around them. I think.
But and yet, like I get it. Like I get why people are so obsessed with 구김살 없는 티. It's I think it's quite different from 귀티, the 귀티 trend, because 구김살 없는 티. I think the main reason why people trying to be 구김살 없는 티 is because I think 구김살 있는 person are easily attacked in
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
people prey on them, and therefore, like, I think it's a like surviving mechanism for them. You know, at least we should act as if we have no 구김살, and therefore, like, 그런 못된 사람들이 don't, you know, preying on
Yeah.
us, kind of.
I get the idea, but
Mm.
you know, I still don't like it.
But the thing that I don't like about 귀티 or 구김살 없는 티 is because, you know, in Korea there's so many things that we have to do, like beauty wise and, you know, 뭐 그냥 spec wise, like there's so many things to do, and now we're going into, because there was once a point when we start talking about inner beauty, right? We have to take care of ourselves. But I thought it was a very positive thing, because at least it's not talking about plastic surgery, right? 그래서 좋다고 생각했어요. 뭐 잘 챙겨 먹는 거, like eat well, sleep well, you know, try to cope with your inner self, you know. 그런 잘 지내, be friends with yourself. 그런 so I like that. But then that inner beauty thing kind of transfers into a 그 귀티 and 구김살 없는 티. So now we have to, you know, practice how to, you know, act like we're from a very good upbringing.
Yeah.
나
싫은 것 같아요.
싫어요. 요새 왜 이렇게 너무 이제 하다가 그런 것까지 챙겨야 돼.
Related to 귀티? I think it can be related to 귀티 thing. I personally have a beef with the Korean term 고급지다.
On top of that, I don't like the term 청담동 며느리루. It's gone, is it? 이제 안 하죠, 그런 말.
이제는 안 하는 것 같아. I hate the word 고급지다 because like people are, you know, like kind of almost abusing that word. Like they are using the word too often. But the original term is, I think, 고급스럽다. And the term 고급스럽다 is a very classic one, and it can be used in, you know, like even in the very, you know, official things, I think. Right. But when people are saying that, isn't this look 고급져? I feel like immediate moment that person doesn't look like 고급스러워 보이잖아요. 그러니까 고급 플러스 지다라는 말이 그러니까 너무 이상해요.
I doubt that people actually even realize that. You know what? That 귀티, 구김살 없는 티, 고급지다, 뭐, like all combined together, when it's applied to female fashion or female looks, they all look similar.
Yeah, they do.
So I think whenever I see, like, you know, 직장인 여성 in their 20s or 30s, I could instantly feel like, you know, 요새 확실히 트렌드가 귀티 or 뭐야, 고급진.
Yeah.
They all look the same. 비슷해. It's I think it's very stressful to live in Korea. That's for sure.
It is.
Yeah, it's a fun place to live in, but then it's at the same time it's very stressful, and like, you know, it's 의식적으로 살아야 되는 것 같아요. You have to,
I agree.
Conscious. You have to be conscious of what you're thinking or what you're saying when it comes to.
싫다.
Should we wrap up?
Yeah,
it's already 11
because like it's already like 11 o'clock.
Yeah. I think we achieved our initial purpose of doing this 잡담 episode, you know.
Yeah.
I think we made it.
Yeah, we just drifted away so often, and I'm satisfied with that.
Like, do you want to do the 그거 for the next episode? Why don't we just start talking about, for the next episode? Why don't we just start talking about?
Yeah.
The ChatGPT recommendation on classics that suit us. Yeah. So for the next episode, why don't we just, you know, start talking about that, like what ChatGPT actually recommended us to read,
Uh-huh.
Like, because based on the conversation that it had with us.
Mm-hmm.
How many books did it recommend? For me, it was 3.
3?
어.
Only 3? 진짜?
3 아니었나?
아니 잠깐만. 저는 like my ChatGPT recommended like 10, maybe 20 or something. 그러니까 there are even much more that I didn't like mention to you because like it recommended like 5 or 6 options per the question.
근데 너무 깊다.
왜?
There are like 5 of them, 5 recommendations, and all 5 are very. They're not light. 진짜 seriously, ChatGPT 진짜 나 진짜 너무 웃었던 게 whenever like the very first classic that the ChatGPT recommended me to read is 마의 산 by Thomas Mann. 마의 산 할 수 있을까?
그러면 그 읽고 하는 거예요? 그러니까 아니면 그 자체 그러니까 챗GPT가 추천한 목록 자체 얘기를 하는 거예요? 아니면 읽고 얘기하는 거예요?
읽고 얘기하면 좋을 것 같긴 한데 그냥 이것만 얘기해도 될 것 같기도 하고요.
그러니까 아니면 일단 그 지금 추천 받은 게 다 길어요? 그러니까 그
얘기해 봅시다. What did it recommend to you?
my ChatGPT recommended a lot of books and I have to pick it out. 잠깐만.
저도 한 10권 되네요, 보니까. 나
When I
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
when I first said like just gave out my bio from our Instagram and like please please recommend me like classic literature based on my bio and the like previous conversations with you and my ChatGPT recommended Virginia Woolf's 등대로가 뭐지? To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. And also the Demian by Herman Hesse. Third one was Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. And the fourth and fifth one was like works from the Milan Kundera and Roman Gary. And sixth one was Albert Camus.
밀란 쿤데라 뭐 읽으래요?
밀란 쿤데라의
참을 수 없는
존재의 가벼움.
저도 그거 나왔어요.
And the last one was 그 알베르 까미's 그 The Stranger.
이방인.
So I answered my ChatGPT that I already read Demian and The Great Gatsby, and like I'm not interested in To the Lighthouse, and also I'm not interested in Milan Kundera and Roman Gary as well. So like, please recommend me another one. So like, and then after that, my ChatGPT like re-recommended. So like some of the other works, like 산책자 by 로베르트 발저.
나 저 그 책 있어요 집에.
Did you enjoy it?
읽다 말았는데.
And the other ones were Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf as well.
I actually like that book, Mrs. Dalloway.
그리고 그 카타리나 블룸의 잃어버린 명예.
That's why you mentioned that book. 그렇구나. So, 어느 게 제일 읽고 싶어요? If you were to read.
이 중에 제일 얇은 거? The shortest one, maybe?
Which one is that?
응?
어떤 게 제일 얇아요?
찾아봐야 돼요.
그렇구나. Mine, I think ChatGPT think I'm very serious and very deep and very 항상 되게 우울해. Because what it recommended me is 마의 산 by Thomas Mann, 헤르만 헤세 데미안, 그다음에 갑자기
Why is it always Demian? Yeah.
or The Great Gatsby, 위대한 개츠비, and now 갑자기 적과 흑을 읽으래. The Red and the Black. 그리고 and then they go like 5번째가 너무 웃겨. 지하로부터의 수기를 읽으래.
갑자기?
나는
지하로부터의 수기.
I think I'm a very 되게 웃긴 전 되게 가벼운 사람인데 why are they just all of a sudden recommending me this 지하로부터의 수기 너무 힘들잖아 이거.
Notes from the Underground by Dostoevsky.
And so I also asked ChatGPT to re-recommend, and it went like 그 밀란 쿤데라다 참을 수 없는 존재 가벼움. And then I've never heard of this. Maybe you have because you've George Eliot's Middlemarch. Have you heard?
That one
이거
is
읽어보라
one of
해서.
my favorite. But
그래서 근데
근데 Middlemarch by George Eliot, it is like, I think it is the thickest book that I have read in like 10 recent years, I think.
근데 지금 like I have no idea what the Middlemarch was. Like is like 전혀 모르는데 지금 out of all the recommendations, Middlemarch was the one that I really wanted to read because it says
I think you will really enjoy it.
Because it says the ChatGPT says 당신은 아마 이 책을 재미보다 인생으로 읽게 될 가능성이 높아요. 그래.
근데 진짜 like it is really like great work to read, and at the same time
Really?
the like there is a certain narrator like Jane Austen's other works, like for example like 노생거 사원 뭐야? Northanger Abbey, for example, like Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. There is a certain narrator with a very strong voice in the Middlemarch as well, and the narrator's comments are really hilarious. 진짜 재밌어요.
그렇구나. 갑자기.
근데 너무 두꺼워. It is really thick.
근데 like Middlemarch, whenever like when I read the description, I was like, oh, like I'm really interested. And then the next one was 갑자기 또 바뀌더니 Fyodor Dostoevsky 하더니 저한테 107을 읽으라고 하는 거예요. The Idiot. 야, 나한테 왜 그러냐고. 왜 나한테 마해산이랑 이런 거 자꾸 독일 문학, 러시아 문학 가르치냐고. 살기 힘든데. And then it turned out to 그거 읽어보셨어요? Ian Forster, A Room with a View? 전망 좋은 방? 저는 이거 읽었거든요.
No. I
고등학교
think
때.
I didn't read it.
It's one of the 필수 책 when I was in high school. Yeah. So I read that. I was okay. And then the last one was 그거 있잖아. 쥐라스 연인. The Lover. 나 저 이런 타입 별로 안 좋아하거든요. Speaking of 비주류 초대석 again, I don't like 그 프랑스 좋아하세요.
아 진짜 읽었어요? Did you read 프랑스어 좋아하세요?
그런 정말 싫어요.
I've read 쥐라스. 쥐라스 연인? The Lover? I didn't enjoy it.
I personally don't like 롤리타.
그러니까 뭘 안 좋아한다고?
롤리타.
아, 그 블라디마르
안 좋아해.
나보코프.
안 좋아해.
I tried to read Lolita when I was in like high school.
다 읽지도 않았어요, 저.
I just kept falling asleep. So I gave up on it.
I just don't like and I don't like The Great Gatsby actually.
진짜? 아, 근데 like we've been talking about like whether we like The Great Gatsby or not, and Sewon said that like you don't like it, and I said that I kind of like really enjoyed reading the work.
No, I'm not saying like the book was poorly written. Of course, it's classic. 잘 썼어요. 너무 좋아. I just don't resonate with the main character, the guy.
The Great Gatsby.
나는 이해를 못하겠어. In that sense, I'm proud to say, I can make this official. I hate 인간 실격. 나는 정말
다자이오사무 인간 실격.
인간 실격 너무너무 싫어합니다. 나는 정말 그런 캐릭터를 정말 최악. 진짜 I really resonate with what Hockey said in that 비주얼 초대석. Do you remember what he actually said?
했지?
He said 내가
He's too narcissistic?
No. He said in one line, 내가 읽은 모든 빌런 중에 최악의 빌런이라고.
He is the worst villain that he has read.
Yeah.
Okay.
근데 I totally agree.
I've never read 인간 실격.
Oh, really?
And
do you want
I'm
it?
kind of afraid. I'm kind of afraid. Because like most of the people that I've met said that they really hate the protagonist of the work.
근데 you know what, Michelle? 정말 잘 썼어요.
진짜?
Do you know why people hate that guy, including myself? 너무 잘 썼어. So like
얇나?
옆에서
그
I
두께가
can-
얼마나 되지? 잠깐.
되게 얇아요. It's very thin. Do you want to go 인간 실격?
이걸로 할까?
그럼 제가 빌려드릴게요.
Yeah. Then let's go with 다자이 오사무's work, 인간 실격. I just found out that the word can be translated in English as no longer human, or like just, like if it is more directly translated, it may be disqualified as a human being. We are gonna cover that work. Yay.
Yeah. For next week.
For next week?
For next
괜찮아요?
week. 네, 좋아요.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Let's go
I can
with-
rant about how much I hate that
너무 재밌겠다.
protagonist. 요조 너무 싫어. You know, the 다자이 오사무 did a perfect job in describing the protagonist that you can literally scent his breath.
진짜 싫어. I hate it.
진짜 you will love it because I hate it because I love it actually. 진짜 잘 썼어.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a reason why
재밌게.
people like it. 인간 실격 갑시다. 그냥 쉽게.
Go. Yeah.
Because I could be very furious. 진짜
너무
매
재밌겠다.
페이지가 짜증나.
Because I enjoy it when people have beef about something and they are furious about it. I really I always love to see people in that state. I really like it.
I'm very happy. Like I'm very glad that even our book selection for next week is very random.
Yeah, totally random.
주제에 맞다. 이번 에피소드 주제에 맞다. 맞아.
Good.
Yeah. 인간 실격.
Okay, next week we are gonna cover 다자이 오사무's No Longer Human. And shall we call it a night?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
So-
you.
Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.